Yes, that's right. We are 10-15 minutes away from the fight night. It is a big night that officers, sheriff's deputies, and even folks with the district attorney's office train and get ready for all year long. Now we're here at the Kero Center where folks are getting ready for this event. From police officers to the sheriff's deputies, this event brings out boxers from all agencies and is all for a good cause. The Bakersfield Police Activities League, which connects officers with local children and community members. Now this event is very special. We have so many people that are coming out to support their favorite officers, their favorite deputies, and of course rooting for all folks as well. We got some Mexican food as well with some tacos live, and even our very own Mike Hart decided to stop by at the VIP office to support this event. Now the tickets are still on sale. It's starting in about 10-15 minutes, but if you haven't gotten a ticket yet, it is not too late. You can come on down to the Kero Center at CSU Bakersfield, and again, tickets are $20. Right behind me, I'm standing right in front of the ring. You can come on down, still get a ticket, support your favorite local agency, and see who's going to win the big fight tonight. Live at CSU Bakersfield, Noelle Lilly, 23 ABC.
All right, looking like a good time out there, Noelle, thanks. Well, one local student's hard work is paying off, landing her several admissions letters from prestigious schools, including Harvard University. The Now's Alyssa Flores introduces us tonight to the Morales family, who's celebrating their second Ivy League acceptance.
For the Morales family, music is tradition. Following in their father's footsteps, Yasmin, Xochitl, and Anaí grew up in Delano, performing and teaching mariachi music at their family-owned studio. Now, the Morales family has something new in common. They are celebrating back-to-back Harvard acceptances.
I'm in shock. Like, I can't believe what happened. I feel like no matter how many A+ you get on your exams or your essays, or how many extracurriculars you do, or summer programs you do, nothing will prepare you to get into Harvard.
Get into Harvard!
Anaí is now the second in her family to be accepted to the prestigious Ivy League university, following her sister Xochitl's acceptance last year.
And I was so scared to open that and see, we regret to inform you. Especially because, like, my sister's over there and the whole family were recording.
Xochitl is now a freshman at Harvard, and that's where she was, tuned in on FaceTime as she watched her sister get the big news.
She was with her friends, and the first thing, like, she did, she screamed out, "My sister got into Harvard!"
Even with the 4.3 GPA at Wonderful Prep Academy and a 33 on her ACT exam, Anaí credits her success to more than that.
Getting into Harvard starts way before your senior year of high school. It starts when you're super small. You gotta have that confidence in yourself.
Confidence that she says she gained from her parents' support and the opportunity to tour some of the nation's most elite schools for herself with the Ivy League project.
Program that takes kids from the Central Valley who normally wouldn't have the opportunity to go see these schools on the East Coast.
Now she hopes to pass that confidence along to her mariachi students.
You ask Natalie where she wants to go to school. She says, "I want to go to Harvard," you know? And I feel like both me and my sister have had a big impact on how kids see themselves in those sorts of environments. I want them to succeed beyond me and my sister, beyond Delano, beyond California, the country, you know.
With one daughter graduated from UCLA, one attending Harvard, and the other piling up the acceptance letters, Juan Morales says he's proud of more than just his daughter's success, but their influence on other kids in Delano.
They talk about college with them constantly, and they have been supportive of their dreams and telling them it's not if you go to college, but when you go to college.
Now Anaí will have to decide where she will go, with 9 acceptances to choose from.
UCLA or Harvard, Caltech.
So she says she'll consider her family's excitement.
There's a big push for me to go to Harvard because my sister's there. I mean, it would be like the old days when you could share clothes again and stuff like that. And obviously, like, it's not a bad option.
And she'll keep in mind that she won't have to pay the Ivy League tuition.
It would cover everything.
As she makes her big decision.
So you'd go to Harvard for free? What does that feel like?
That's crazy.
I'm Alyssa Flores, 23 ABC, connecting you.
So cool. And she plans to study bioengineering while at school. She says she has until May 1st to decide if she will join her sister at Harvard. But with several colleges to choose from, she's going to take her time. Congratulations. Well, California could become the first state in the country to place a ban on any cell phone usage in cars. That means hands-free devices, too. The potential ban has gained the support of the National Transportation Safety Board. The ban would exceed the current laws in place, which prohibit texting and making calls while behind the wheel. The recommendation for the ban came during a California Teen Safe Driving Week event in Sacramento. Federal traffic officials say placing a total ban could make roads safer since, quote, hands-free is not risk-free. Officials say distracted driving is the #1 killer of teen drivers. The Bakersfield Police Department is continuing to crack down on drunk drivers and will be holding a checkpoint somewhere in town this weekend. A recent study listed Bakersfield as the 22nd worst city in the country for drunk driving. The DUI and driver's license checkpoint will be held at an undisclosed location starting Saturday night at 6 p.m. and will go until 2 a.m. Police will want to remind you that buzz driving is still considered drunk driving. So if you're out with friends and have a drink, it's best to have a ride lined up or a designated driver. BPD will also be on the lookout for drivers under the influence of drugs and marijuana. Again, that checkpoint begins at 6.
We've all heard about self-driving cars. Well, what about self-driving 18-wheelers? Several companies are working on this technology. Chris Welch caught up with one of them that says it could actually be a lifesaver for one of the worst trucker shortages in history.
Bill Chavez has always been fascinated with big trucks.
It was very cool, you know, they're king of the road.
But the truck he drives now is just a little different than the ones he's used to. See these buttons? With one push, this truck can drive itself.
Feels like somebody else is driving.
What we're trying to do is create the world's safest self-driving trucks.
Chuck Price is Chief Product Officer at Too Simple, one of a handful of companies working on autonomous semi-trucks.
This is actually a laser radar unit. We call it LiDAR. It's built into the mirror. This gives us a close-in view, and then we have cameras along the top of the vehicle that show us the environment much further away.
Now, the company would not let us ride inside one of the vehicles in self-driving mode, but their trucks are already on the roads here in the Southwest.
Our systems see farther, track more objects, and respond faster than a human can operate.
Right now, a backup human must be in the trucks at all times, but they say a full self-driving semi could happen by next year. And that could solve a really big problem.
This is the worst shortage we've seen in the history of trucking.
Tony Bradley with the Arizona Trucking Association says nationwide, they're currently 50,000 drivers short.
It's a big deal in our industry.
Bradley says 15 years from now, the shortage could be as high as 200,000, thanks to the large number of drivers approaching retirement age.
It's a job that is, frankly not very glamorous.
Bill Chavez knows there may come a time where drivers might be replaced by this technology, but he's okay with that because he says roads will be safer for everyone.
This is a system that's going to help. Either way, it's helping.
But that day, he says, is much further down the road. Reporting outside Tucson, Arizona, I'm Chris Welch.
Thanks, Chris. Back to our lineup. And all the labels on food like sell by or best by can be confusing. You probably end up throwing out food that's still good. How the labels could be changing in a tool you can use right now to take out the guesswork. Topping the Now news feed, a new study finds even 1 or 2 alcoholic drinks a day can increase the chances of having a stroke. The study in the journal Lancet followed 500,000 people for 10 years. Researchers found that 1 to 2 drinks a day increased stroke risk by 10 to 15%. Shocking accusations today from European Union regulators. They say German automakers BMW, Daimler, and Volkswagen broke the law from 2006 to 2014 by illegally working together to limit the development of emissions cleaning technology in cars. The technology helps eliminate gases that can be harmful to human health. Mackenzie Bezos is set to become the 4th richest woman in the world. Once her divorce from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is final, Mackenzie Bezos will get a quarter of Bezos' Amazon shares and will be worth at least $35 billion. The two were married for 25 years. Sell by, best by, use by, it's hard to know what these terms really mean, and even harder to know if you're risking your health by eating something past date. Right now, 2 states, New Jersey and Massachusetts, are considering laws to clear up the confusion. They'd follow a California law which breaks it down into 2 categories, quality and safety. Best if used by or best if used or frozen by refers to quality, meaning it'll taste the best if you use it by then, but it won't hurt you to go past. Use by or use or freeze by refers to safety, meaning you should get rid of it past that date. Right now, there's no uniform federal law to help determine the quality or safety of our food when it comes to dates. Every state has its own, which can make things confusing. And according to the Pew Charitable Trust, these 8 states don't require any date labels at all. Now, one tool you can download that might help you is USDA's Food Keeper app. You can search for the food in question, and it'll give you a USDA guideline on safe storage. For some items like meat, you can even find safe cooking tips as well on that app. France is the first country to ban a type of breast implant that's linked to a rare cancer. The implants are the textured kind, and they're linked to a cancer that affects the immune system. 3 French women have died as a result. Canada is making plans to ban these implants as well, but here in the U.S., the FDA held a panel on them last month, but said it's too soon for a ban.
Back here in town, Camp Out Against Cancer is kicked off tonight in Southwest Bakersfield, looking to raise $500,000 to support local cancer patients. The Now's Allison Gargaro joins us tonight from Camp Out with a look at the event and our forecast.
Camp Out Against Cancer has officially kicked off. There are some bands playing as we head into the evening. Dinner is going to be around 7:30, and then by 11 o'clock tonight, they will be airing The Incredibles 2, and 100% of the proceeds are actually going to come right back to Kern County. That is where all the money is going to be spent. So they are trying to raise $500,000 this year, and that all goes to help people that maybe need help paying any out-of-pocket costs that are dealing with cancer. So already earlier this evening, they had a check presentation for $58,000. So very excited. We are going to have such a fun evening, and thankfully conditions not looking too bad out. So we have been tracking a system that actually made its way onshore earlier this afternoon, but as it slowly makes its way toward Kern County, it's actually losing quite a lot of steam. So as we take a look right now, looking at mostly just cloudy skies, some of those clouds could be squeezing out just a little bit of moisture down over by Taft as well as into Tehachapi, but doesn't look like much rain is going to be falling. So you can expect these spotty showers, especially in Tehachapi, until around 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. But then by the time tomorrow morning rolls around, that storm will have cleared. Still looking at cloudy conditions, but thankfully we are tracking good air quality with an AQI of 39 here in the valley. Let's look at temperatures though. Today we were below seasonal again with those cloudy skies, but we are going to be warming up to 79 degrees by Sunday, 81 by Monday, and then it is April, so April showers. We are tracking our next chance to see some rain would be on Tuesday, and then yet again Thursday night into the early morning hours Friday, but we will have more details on that as soon as we head into next week. But this event is so much fun, and again, looks like we're just going to be seeing breezy conditions, especially right now, and we're going to be seeing those winds continue into the evening hours, especially through the passes.
More people, especially older adults, are choosing to work longer to save for retirement. And now one study is finding that medical marijuana may be helping people work longer. The study was published in the Journal of Policy Analysis and Management. It listed 3 main reasons people are staying at work longer. First, medical marijuana is helping patients control their symptoms, which means they're not staying at home. Researchers at Harvard say it can help controlling pain associated with multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, and endometriosis. Some doctors are prescribing medical marijuana as an alternative to opioid painkillers. This means there are fewer side effects to deal with, which allows them to be at work. Researchers say it's also helping people indirectly, like those who used to take time off to care for sick family members. Their relatives are also dealing with fewer symptoms and side effects, which may eliminate the need for a caregiver. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic say it's important to note that medical marijuana still comes with some side effects like headaches, dizziness, and fatigue. Older adults obviously take more prescriptions, but one of the challenges highlighted by AARP is that it's hard to budget for medications because the prices constantly change. The group found older people on average take 4 to 5 prescription drugs a month. If they're generics, then it costs them around $1,600 a year. Of the 390 different generic medications that AARP looked at, only 3 had the same price from year to year. The good news is only about a quarter of them went up in price, but those that did are some of the most commonly used. It started with a hashtag after the shooting death of Trayvon Martin and was thrust into the national spotlight as thousands protested the shooting death of Michael Brown. Since then, Black Lives Matter has grown into a worldwide movement, with its presence not only being felt in the streets and on social media, but most recently in the classroom.
This is what I mean by erasure and invisibility.
Classes on social movements tend to focus on the past.
Notice this emphasis then not only on the profiling, but the excessive force.
But this Black Lives Matter class at the University of Colorado in Boulder focuses on what's happening right now.
So the whole point is to connect what we're studying in the class to what's happening right now in the real world, in real time.
Dr. Raylan Rabaka spent 18 months preparing for this class, touching on everything from police brutality and racial profiling to immigration and mental health.
People are documenting it as it evolves, as it goes along, and that's really incredible. And the students are very much a part of a lot of these struggles on the ground.
Get off my property! Get off my property!
In March, just miles away from campus, a police officer pulled a gun on a black student picking up trash in his yard. The incident made national news and class curriculum.
I did go to the march for that with like 800 other people, and then the next day had class and talked about it.
Junior McKenna Lambert says she's been waiting for a class like this since the Black Lives Matter movement started.
Because no one was teaching me about it in high school, and I remember trying to get people to talk about it at my high school, and it was really remained unacknowledged.
Several universities nationwide have similar classes. There's even a Black Lives Matter Week of Action at elementary, middle, and high schools around the country.
It's kind of scary to think about how black women have been erased.
PhD student Janine McGee says the class gives students the tools to become leaders and activists themselves.
It's a political statement. It's activism, and we're able to learn and in our everyday lives take what we learn in that class and put it out into the world.
Leaving a legacy for students and beyond. Back to our lineup, the push to get drivers to slow down. How much time is actually saving you, and the dangerous reality of increasing speed limits? That's coming up. We've all been in a hurry on the road and probably gone a little faster than we needed to. But the reality is speeding isn't saving you much time. Annie Taylor is here with a look at the cost.
We hear a lot about distracted driving and people driving under the influence, but speeding is widely looked at as more culturally acceptable, so we don't really talk about it that much. Yet speeding is a factor in nearly 1/3 of all traffic deaths. And the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety just looked at increasing speed limits over the last 25 years. It found cars going faster directly caused almost 37,000 more people to lose their lives. Now, raising a speed limit just 5 more miles an hour led to an 8% increase in death rates on interstates and freeways. But more speeding deaths happen in your neighborhood on city streets. Now, not only is speeding dangerous, but it costs you more in gas. The agency did the math on time saved. They found if you go 70 instead of 65 on a 100-mile trip, you only save at best around 6.5 minutes. Now, in 2 weeks, highway safety advocates are actually getting together to come up with a speed management program and how to best tackle the issue. Today, most of the country has speed limits of 70 miles an hour or higher. In this orange state, or all the orange states that you see right here in the map, it's 80. And then in Texas, you can legally drive 85 on some roads. Those in support of higher speed limits say they're just bringing the law in line with reality. But safety advocates say once the limit is raised, people drive even faster.
Thanks, Annie. And speaking of cars, both new and used car prices keep going up. So Monday, here on The Now, we're helping you figure out how much you should really be spending on a car. We have the tough rule that could really be a reality check for you.
Welcome back. That is our show tonight for the Now Bakersfield. We do want to leave you with this gorgeous sunset tonight. If you're heading out anywhere this weekend, enjoy it. Tons of events going on. Be sure to check out our website for everything that's happening around Kern County. We'll see you at 11.